There's nothing quite like jumping into a build project without any idea of what it is you're actually building. I had a cool idea for a variation on the half truncated cube, but I wasn't really sure of how I was going to go about building it. But before I could even start, I did my usual pre-modding ritual of taking all the center caps of a 3x3 and then tightening it up so that it wouldn't turn. After that was done and everything was tightened up, I took the puzzle over to my bandsaw and I just lined the blade up by eye before making the first cut. I wasn't really sure what I was doing here, but I ended up going for a similar angle and depth of cut to when I was making my faceted tetrahedron. I really liked how that puzzle looked and I wanted to do something similar to it. After I had finished cutting everything, you can really start to see the similarities between this puzzle and the half truncated cube. And so I filled everything with epoxy sculpt, and after it had hardened, I took it over to my belt sander and I sanded everything down. This was really just a standard cut and fill mod by cutting all of the pieces off and then filling all of the cavities that I had left. But I wanted to see where this shape would take me because I had some ideas for a different variation on this design which would use extensions. I wasn't prepared to do that yet because I wasn't sure if this shape would work, but I figured about making the exact same puzzle without the extensions just to see how the shape would look was a good starting method. After I had finished sanding everything and I was happy with how the puzzle was looking, I took it over to my desk and I disassembled everything so I could start rounding over all of the pieces. This was pretty much it. The majority of this mod was already done, but it was time to finish everything off so that I could sticker it up. I used a nail file to knock off all of the sharp edges and then a sanding block to round everything over before finally rubbing it down with some Scotch-Brite. I feel like everybody here is pretty well versed on how it is I finish my puzzle pieces up, but for the sake of continuity and the one person that hasn't seen any of my videos before, I feel like I always have to explain this part. I got out some sticker material and I cut out all of the stickers for each of the pieces as I reassembled everything. And after that was all done, here it is, the puzzle is finally complete. The whole idea of this build was just to see what this shape looked like, and if you imagine on all of the areas that I haven't cut down, if I was to extend those areas out, then I'd end up with a pretty cool looking puzzle. Sometimes when I'm experimenting with designs that need a lot of extensions, it helps to build the exact same puzzle but omit the extensions just to get a good idea of the shape. I actually really like how this puzzle looks, and it gives me some confidence that I can build this puzzle that I have an idea for. But one of the things that surprised me about this puzzle was the fact that a checkerboard pattern doesn't shapeshift. I decided to scramble everything up, and as you can see this puzzle does shapeshift, and it actually looks really cool. I kinda like these puzzles that are slight variations on designs that I'm already very familiar with. And I also think that doing smaller modifications to prepare yourself for larger modifications is a pretty smart usage of your time. Seeing as how I have to do a build every single day, I want to make sure that I don't get things wrong for future builds, and so sometimes doing an experiment is a pretty valid use of my time. But anyways, I hope you guys like this puzzle, and I hope you guys like this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.